For me, it was such a pivotal moment for me. Wow, I can choose different thoughts. I
Yeah.
can literally choose different emotion. And also me realizing that, oh, I keep choosing this specific emotion over and over. And it ended up creating the energetical blockages within our body and within my body.
All righty. Well, welcome, Banya. Thank you so much for joining the Darren Well podcast. I'm so glad to have you today. So, before we get started today, I'd love for you to share more about your intro, your bio, why you got started into acupuncture, into the Chi Mastery System, which I'm sure you'll go into a lot more today. But so, share a little bit more about your intro and your bio and your why.
Thank you, Rita. Thank you for having me. Um, I think we have a common interest in a lot of things, and I love your bio and what you wrote about freedom and in the transformation. For me, I came from a healer's family, more specifically my mother's line. My mom was an acupuncturist and healer, and in psychic in some degree, and also she was a teacher in school. I'm briefly talking about her. She was a teacher in school. She was teaching in high school, but whenever she come back from home, we have a line of people at our door to try to see her and get acupuncture from her and get herbs from her and things like that. Eventually, she just shift her focus and just doing the healing work. I think similar thing happened for me too. I always been interested in healing, and when I went through my own journey of ailments and realized that the true healing is really resided within me, and also there's a direct correlation between mind and body that I experience, which like where shift happened within my head, literally my body start to heal. And these are some of the symptoms that the doctors said that our probably going to have to deal with rest of my life, which is something that I don't have at all. No symptoms, no condition, no disease. If it's anything, I'm much more healthier now in my 50s than when I was in 20s and 30s.
Wow.
And the shift happened through the meditation, but basically two things: meditation and movement. When I say movement, is movement can be anything. It doesn't have to be martial arts or tai chi or qigong. It can be any movement. It could be swimming, it could be running, but having some type of consistent movement is very, very important in part of it was for me in my healing journey. I did martial arts, I did hiking, and I did swimming, and top of that I did regular meditation pretty much every day. And I remember there's a moment that it just clicked in my head. Wow, I was literally creating this whatever experience that I have in my body through my emotion.
Mm.
I realized that I was keep choosing this specific emotion over and over, which was very negative. And I realized that I have this array of different emotion that I can choose from. Just by realizing that I can choose different emotion. I mean, I'm sure it's a common sense for most people, but that
Common sense is not common, is what I'm finding.
well, it's not. For me, it was such a pivotal moment for me. Wow, I can choose different thoughts. I
Yeah.
can literally choose different emotion. And also me realizing that, oh, I keep choosing this specific emotion over and over, and it ended up creating the energetical blockages within our body and within my body. You know what acupuncture is exactly about? What does is going finding those specific points to open up the channels we call meridians within the body. But each channel or each meridian has a connection to very specific emotion, and those specific emotions are connected to specific organs. For example, liver and gallbladder, it's yin and yang pair, and its emotion is anger. When you have this repeated anger within your body, it ends up creating blockages of energy within the channels and within the meridian. In a lot of things that we say, oh, a lot of gestures, a lot of movement, a lot of things that we say, it really come from how we feel in the body. Kidneys and bladders, its emotion is fear. This is why we often say, I have a chill going down my spine. And when we are under a lot of fear, we actually literally feel this in our back of our body along the spine, because that's where the meridian runs. I don't know if you've ever seen this meridian man with all the
Yeah, yeah,
line.
with yoga.
Yes, the kidneys and bladder meridians at the back of the body along the spine. When you are under a lot of fear, the channel starts block close up. And this is why you say, I have a chill going down my spine. You actually feel that energy blocking up. And when you have
Can
a
we
lot.
pause and talk about energy? Like, define what energy is. I feel
Mhm.
like it's something that it's hard to describe. Like, is there science behind what is energy? Is it a spiritual thing? Like, how do you define what is energy?
I love that you asked that question. I feel like it's all of it.
Mm,
I think all of what you just say. Energy has been described as different names in different cultures. In India, they call it prana. In some culture, call it Holy Spirit. Some call it God, even. And it's visible and also invisible. Things that moves, changes, activates, grows in our body, but also in nature.
mm.
And there's a quality to it. Depends on how we think. The quality changes. I'm just like the Dr. Emoto's water crystal experiment.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Out,
So share about that because I've seen that video and I am so like inspired every time somebody talks about their emotions or the negative thoughts. But share more about that for people that have not watched Dr. Emoto's science water experiment.
different thoughts, different emotions, different thoughts, different words, even different color, different even word characters, even the sound and music can change the water crystal, the structure of water crystal. When you say the same source of water put in different cups, one you keep saying I love you, I love you, I love you, and the other second cup you say I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. Even just by saying that, afterward you will see the water structure under the microscope of the one that's saying I love you. It's a perfect hexagon, perfectly beautiful crystals. Where you've been saying I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, it gets all distorted, even to the point that water that you cannot even drink. And they did this experiment with the music. They did this experiment with just a word, I hate you, just write in a character, just put it on top of the glass and put it on top of the glass. The moment we say those words, the moment we think about this word, moment you hear this, there's energy to it. This invisible energy connects all things that gets transferred to the water. And we are made out of what? 80% water? Something? And
Yeah,
think about
70 to 80, I believe. Yeah.
think about all the things that we say to ourselves, but not only that, things that we think about ourselves. It actually changed the water crystal and render structure in microscopic level. So you ask, what is chi? Simple word, simply describe it, we can say it's energy.
So chi is energy. Okay.
Yes. It's energy. It's both visible and invisible, but also we can actually change through our thoughts and emotion, especially the chi or energy within our body.
Mm.
It runs through the body. The moment you feel certain way, it change it shifts within our body. And when, especially when we think, when we feel, when we have a certain negative emotional thoughts, it ends up blocking the channels within the body. So what
Mm.
acupuncture does, finding those very specific spots to open them up. And there are 365 main acupuncture points in the body. And each point is connected each day in a year. And also, when we go down a little bit deeper, date of birth, date, year, month, time that you're born has certain energy circulation that's correlated to the suns and moons and different planets and so on. And also, it gets a little bit complicated, but also very simple. We're literally, our body is the microcosm of the universe. Whatever happening in the universe is happening within our body. Whatever is happening here is happening outside.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, we have a scripture in the Bible that talks about that what's done on earth is done in heaven. What's done in heaven is done in earth. And so just making those connections. So tell me more about like how does the body hold the key to happiness? When you think about emotions, how does the body hold that wisdom?
So in ancient time in Asia, they find out that when we get to open up these 365 acupuncture points, we will create a sense of optimal condition on a physical level that release all this negative emotion. That's where the peace and happiness comes. So
Mm.
when they realize this, of course, they're trying to open the channels through whatever means. This is where acupuncture come in. This is where herbs come in. When they ingest certain plants or root, it opens up the lung meridians. When they ingest a certain root, it opens up the kidney and bladder meridians. And when they realize, when they move their body in a certain way, it opens up lung meridians and large intestine meridian. This is where Tai Chi, Qigong, and also all the different martial arts actually come from and started from. Ultimately, they're all trying to open up these 365 acupressure points. The
Wow.
key to
Wow.
happiness, get to if you get to open up 365 points, you get to reach there. But not all points are blocked for everybody. Your set of opened and closed meridians are different than my open and closed meridians based on how we think and how we feel and what kind of emotions that we have and carry out throughout the day.
How do we know if there's blockages with our energy? So, how do we know that we're holding on to negative energy? I guess it sounds pretty simple to think about, but like, how do we know that we're keep attracting all this negative energy? How do we kind of let go of that so we can lean into more happiness?
Well, acupuncturist has a way of figuring that out by checking your pulse. So we're
Mm.
not only checking the rate of the pulse, we are actually checking the quality of the pulse. And through that, we can figure out which channels and which meridians are open. But on your own, one of the way to check is through figuring out what you want. Start from there. Figuring out what you want. Um, it could be that I want to be a billionaire. That could be a goal. I don't care whatever the goal might be. When we really think about the goal, like I want to be a CEO of the company, I want to find a beautiful wife. Even that could be a goal. When you think about the goal, think about the inner blockages within the body. When you really dive into this, you have to spend some time thinking about it. Okay, let's say I want to be a CEO of my company. When we really settle into your body, you have to really spend time thinking, going into your body and find some quiet place to do this and do some meditation. And when you go into the inside, you can find the internal blockages. It
Just
could
by
be,
reflecting.
yes.
Mm.
So let's say that the goal is a CEO of the company. When you go when you check into your body, what would be the blockages? And there's internal blockages and external blockages. Okay, when you think about the internal blockages, okay, I am not good enough. It
So
could
a
be
negative
internal
belief.
blockage, or it could be I am not experienced enough, and that's also has a relationship to I am not good enough,
I'm
and
not confident.
I am not confident. It
Yeah,
could be that. And when you moment you say that and it just feels real to you, close your eyes and sit with yourself. And literally there is a zip code within your body.
where you're holding on to that.
Yes. And when you say, I am not good enough, and just sit with yourself and sinking into your body, you can locate this within your body. It could be the one of the arms, sometimes in the head. So we need a little bit of quietness, a little bit of mindfulness to locate this.
Yeah. What does it feel like in the body? And so I don't know if that's part of the chi mastery system of
Yes.
understanding like the somatic energy and just energy healing. Like, I don't know if that's
Yes.
part of the chi mastery system of like
Yes.
understanding where in the body that's being held.
Yes. Good question. Over the years, what I've discovered is, since this is a blockages, I don't. Probably this is the reason. Oftentimes, people report to me as a dense energy or tightness.
Tightness. Yeah. I've heard clients say that often.
Yes, and usually it's heavy, but
Mm,
if it's a really acute, often they report me as even as a pain.
mm, yeah. I haven't heard that one. That's a good one. So
Mhm.
tightness, heaviness, or a pain. Noticing when
And
you
when
feel
your
that in your
body is in
body.
emergency state, it could really it comes out as an actual pain and turns into something a little bit more serious.
Wow. Wow. And so is that the process of like leaning into the chi mastery system of like
Yes.
energy healing and somatic healing?
Mhm. Mhm. And oftentimes, not often, that it is that there are these blockages are on the meridians. This is why when you're sad or when your loved one pass away or something, you catch cold quick easily. And also it also affects your digestion. Well, not so much digestion, but more so of the large intestines. When we Oriental medicines are guided by two main theories, yin and yang theory. Yin and yang, I don't know if you've seen this circle with the
Huh?
thing in the middle. Like basically, there's everything in this world is a duality. One cannot exist without the other. If
Got
there's man, there has to be woman. There's a left side, there's a right side, there's up and
good
down,
and evil. Yeah.
good and evil. Yes, heaven and earth, and so on. And the body as well. Left side is more connected to yin energy, right side is more connected to yang energy. Yin energy is more feminine energy, yang is more masculine energy. And just to roughly describe it, I noticed that oftentimes people come to me with issues in the one side of the body. It could be the left eye, left shoulder, left knee, left uh, ankle, left hip, and so on. If there's consistent issues in one side of the body, it has always connection to our first caregiver, which often are our parents. So if left is the issue, left is connected to maternal, and
Mm,
not always, but it's also healthy. It's also okay to look into your relationship with your mother.
mm,
If
that's deep.
it's that. Huh?
That's deep, Banya. That is really deep. Okay. Okay.
If it's a right side, it's connected to father, and just looking into relationship with your father. I remember one of my clients has a consistent issue with her right side, especially right hip and right knee and so on. And I asked her about, it's not always, but I just give them the information. It's always just by giving information, they start going to their energy and figuring things out. This is such a beauty of it. Like, I'm just giving the information, and oftentimes people figure it out. And she told me about her relationship with her father, and she said she didn't really think about it because she doesn't want to think about it. That's how much um, um, it's more of a hatred she had toward her father. And when you get to really go into the deeper level of what that is, and heal that from the deeper level,
Mm.
our body just heal itself.
Yeah, yeah. So going to the root cause of where that pain is,
Right,
that's
right,
deep.
right. And this is how I came about doing the work that I do. I've been, and I'm still an acupuncturist, and I've been doing for 30 years. And I really feel I learned from the best, which is my mother. And I feel like I'm really good at just doing what I do on a physical level. But I notice people keep coming back with the same symptom. And I found out that it was because they are going back to the same lifestyle, same relationship, and the same mindset.
No changes.
No changes. So unless I really delve into that, they're going to keep experiencing this. This is how I create chi mastery systems so they can be able to really delve into this, or we can be able to delve into this in a deeper level. So get to the root of the issue.
Mm,
You know, most of the time they are doing the work. They are the one who's doing the healing. They are doing the bulk of work and energy work.
yeah, yeah. How does the everyday person that doesn't know about meridians, maybe they're not ready to take the next step to join the chi mastery system, but like maybe they just want to learn how to learn to listen to their body, learn to find, as you say, that negative energy, those blockages. How do they start? How do they start? So I know you talk about the awareness piece. Is there other ways that they can tap into that energy in their bodies?
Have learn to have a relationship with yourself. Learn to have a relationship with your body. That's the beginning of
What does
every.
that mean, Miss Tanya, Miss
Huh?
Banya? What does that mean?
Yes, have quiet time with yourself. I mean,
Mm,
for me, it's meditation, but for other people, it could be something else. Whatever activities help you to quiet down your mind, do that and do more of that. And even just for 5-10 minutes, that you sit with yourself and just building a relationship is the key, and really starting to honoring your body, because we haven't taught this way. We haven't taught to honor your body and listen to your body. It was always listen to your parents, listen to your teacher, listen to the authority. They will say, what is your body telling you? How does your body feel? We haven't taught that way. But that's the beginning of, like I say, everything. And then also your question is, how do we do that? Because we haven't taught that way. So it doesn't sound simple as that. But the simplest thing is building a relationship by just sitting with yourself for 10 minutes. If you can do it longer than that, and do that. Oftentimes, when trying to teach people meditation, they always like, I have so many things in my mind. I cannot sit still. I cannot do it. And what does it even mean to meditate? What does it even mean to building relationship? When you build relationship with someone, you sit with them, lock eyes with them, and get interested in them. It's same thing with ourselves. Get interested within yourself. Get interested in the sensation within the body. Just sit with yourself and see. Just feel your body. Feel your arms. Feel the skin in your on your face. Feel the tingling on your toes and fingers, and see that how that goes. And one of the easiest, the fun ways to do this, when I was living in New York, I often go to buffet, and there's tons of food, to choose from, right? And what I did was I go to each one of them, then I just put my hand over the foot and just catch with, lock with myself. Okay, is this good for my body? I'm I really believe that everyone can feel this. Your body will like tell you like, okay, this is good for you. This is good for you to take. So check with your body. Check with your body to how it responds. And what it was a kinesiology. You can even do the kinesiologist test and all kinds of different ways to just check with it with yourself. Since we haven't done this, start with something fun and easy to do.
Yeah. Yeah. So as we start to wrap up, let's think about like what are some other ways that people can again tune into our bodies. I love your story. So talking about like medical reasons kind of brought you into this field. One, like of course, your mother, and so honoring your mother, but just seeing how she was a healer and so wanting to be a healer. So I didn't know if you wanted to share a little bit more about your story of being a healer and one needing to be healed, like some of those medical things that made you shift into diving really deep into this work.
Yes, I think I shared with you a little bit in the beginning. With my medical condition, I had a IBS, and it was turning into ulcerative colitis, and I had a chronic fatigue, and top of that, I have a clinical depression. And this is when I told you when I started doing meditation and doing the exercise and movement, and I start to see the connection between my thoughts, my emotion, and the energy and how my body responds. When I realized, oh, I can choose different emotion. I can choose to be just even a little bit joyful. And I can choose to choose different thoughts. I always keep choosing like I'm not good enough. I'm not pretty enough. I am not smart. I actually believe that and actually start I was feel that way and I started thinking that way. And then I decide to choose different thought. No, I am pretty. I am good enough. I am I am smart. I work hard. And in the beginning I felt like I was like tricking myself or lying to myself. But you know what they say, what is it? Lie till you believe it, or trick it to
Fake it till you believe
make
it.
it till you make it.
Fake it till you make it. Yeah.
Yes. I feel like that's what I did initially. Then until I actually start feeling that way, I start having that emotion. And then choosing that thought, choosing that emotion become easier and easier, easier. And then literally I can feel my body just healing and just releasing whatever that I need to release.
So it
In
starts
science,
with a thought.
yes, I mean science already been proved that brain doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality.
Yeah.
And I think I was literally imagining that thoughts, that emotion was real until the point that it was actually real, and I was feeling it in my body. I could feel my body, the blockages opening up with those positive thoughts that I didn't think that I could even choose. Yeah, my depression was, healing.
That's powerful. That's powerful. Yeah, so as a therapist, I do believe like our thoughts are so powerful. What we think, what we choose to meditate on. And meditate is just more of a word, but like choose to focus on. If I'm choosing to focus and dwell on, I'm sad, I'm sad, I'm sad, and then I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough, like that cycle starts to, as you say, settle in our bodies, that energy starts to settle, building up blockages. And so do if you want to do something, if you want something different, you got to do something different, you got to think something different, and it's a choice. And so it takes a lot of intentionality, as I'm hearing you say, is thinking about moving the chi, moving the energy in and out. Is movement sounds like a huge thing. So as we
Yeah.
wrap up, what are some other things? So movement, sitting to get to know yourself, So tuning into your body. What are the other things that you wanted to share as we wrap up?
Feel your body. Become friend with your body, and especially when you have difficulties or even have a pain or some conditions you have, and then we'd rather not want to feel it and go there, but s- try to feel it. Try to go there. Initially, it might not be comfortable. You can, because your mind follows your energy.
Mm,
I think the diseases start from us, our mind going outside of the body and keep losing energy. Mind energy follows our mind, and literally when we keep putting our mind outside of us, especially nowadays with the social media and all of that, we literally lose energy every second. So when you bring your mind back into your body, you are building energy. You are storing energy within your body. And in the qigong and some of the martial arts actually literally develop to cultivating the qi, cultivating energy within your body by focusing in the body. One of the best way to focus is actual location that you want me to tell you is what they call second chakra, or in acupuncture we call it qi high or ki high. It's right below, about 2 inches below your belly button, 2 inches inside. That's actually location or place, energy spot that you can store energy by putting your mind in there. Even now, when you just think about it, you are gathering energy in that spot.
that's deep.
Mhm.
Wow. Wow, Banya. That's wild. And so there's ways that we can cultivate energy. Sweet. Sweet. Well, thank you for sharing your wisdom about Tai Chi. Well, not about Tai Chi, but about the Chi mastery system. Talking more about Chi, talking more about energy, talking more about the wisdom that we hold within our body to heal ourselves. Thank you for sharing your story. So, as we start to wrap up, what are some takeaways? What are some resources that people can use to connect with you? What are ways that people can to reach you if they are more interested in the Chi mastery system for healing?
Can I give an offer to your audience?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, please.
anybody who listening to this, you can actually take up on a free clarity session by just going into my website,
Okay, and give your website.
www.banyalim.com.
Awesome, awesome. And guys, I will put the link also in the in the show notes as well, so that way you can directly click on that link. Awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Banya. Thank you for the free clarity session. That's awesome for listeners just to get connected, just to better understand themselves, the energy that they hold within their body. So, and me being a believer as a Christian, I think that's something that I've always been like, I believe in energy, but I'm also like, how does this connect with my faith? And so I love that you're having that conversation today so we can better understand ourselves. So thank you.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, keep living, keep loving, and keep daring well. Take care. Have a beautiful day. God bless. Bye.